take your place. The other thing, as Ted's taking his place, I want to mention that we have a photo studio set up in the narthex. We're updating our directory. And so Lisa W. Cumming and Ted Lyman and Lori Allen will be taking pictures, portraits, so that we can refresh our directory. So please avail yourself of that.
Thank you, Kathy.
Ted.
That was quite a yarn you spun. I'm feeling really connected. So how's everybody this morning? That's Vermont's Pete for how are you all doing? I've had this epiphany about living in the layers, sort of like chapters in life's journal, but there's a rub to that. I seem to have accumulated things that bookmark my navigation through life's landscape. Anyone else here have stuff in storage? Lots? I mean a lot. Kept mostly for some ridiculously sentimental value. Well, I might need that someday. Well, thanks. I'm feeling a little less embarrassed now anyway. Remember the George Carlin rant about having to find a place for my stuff, for your stuff? The whole meaning of life and storage, a whole industry based on keeping an eye on your stuff. Well, I don't really keep much of an eye on my stuff, but it must be a thing, because I recently saw a cartoon of a father and son in front of a big storage area with the doors open. Dad saying, "Someday, my son, this will all be yours." I sent a copy to my son. Not funny, Dad. Is it so important to keep my stuff? Probably not. Certainly I'm not doing anyone any favors by leaving all those trophies of my past behind. They're not the reminders that I would choose to be remembered by. I'm actually feeling rather like the hapless third servant who buried his talent, with which his master had entrusted him. So I'm waiting for that aha moment to divert me from my irrational fixation with junk and stuff from previous households, those chapters in my life. Marcia would be thrilled, I'm sure. So how do I transition from storing up treasures of little consequence to focusing on what could be truly meaningful in my life? How do I engage in something more transcendent, akin to symbolically sharing half of my cloak? How do I choose my treasures with care and apply them where they will do some good? Not out of a sense of anxiety or obligation, but of a genuine sense of gratitude and inspiration, a sense of wanting to make a difference, even if it involves a change in habit and lifestyle. Like Martin's passage from soldier to spiritual leader, this crossing from the secular to the sacred clearly takes a leap of faith. As Bishop Cray has described it, and I paraphrase, by its very definition, our narthex is that place of transition through which we move. From a world where there seems to be no normal on which we can fix, into the sanctuary, where we can shed some of those secular struggles and fixations. It is a place where we find renewal of our faith, where we get closer to God, where we can focus on our mission here. The world needs the church, and the church needs us. We, as a parish in this community, have a footprint here, and our commitment, it's hardwired in our DNA, is to make an impact on that community, to stay connected with and confirm our love for our neighbors as for ourselves. In the very act of crossing from secular to saintly, we can experience a spirituality that defines our belief in something that's bigger than us, bigger than any treasures we might have stored, bigger than we can imagine, bigger than any of our personal worldly ambitions. Now, I'm not comfortable being told that I should be more giving, but I don't mind being made aware of how I can have a role in supporting our community and our mission. I'm here to ask that you join me in making your next chapter one in which you can care less about what's in your closets and more about how we continue to support this parish as a giving family, holding fast to its mission of love and support in this community. as Lisa said last week, let us run with perseverance. Thank you all.